start of the last term at Adelaide Oval, and Victoria lead by 3 goals, an advantage they've held all day. At the centre bounce, and Farnham gets the back knock, and immediately Hubbard's try to put South Australia in. Barker with his nose over the ball, and umpire Capes. A good job from this fellow from Western Australia. Will put the ball down again.
On the ground, coming in to meet the ball here. A quick handball from Edwards, goes astray, picked up here by Martin. That's Sewer, not Edwards. It comes across here to Shearman. He took an almighty whack in the last quarter. He's transferred it to Tilbrook, who has been very quiet on that half quarter.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to you from Hub Adelaide in the city for the 6th edition of Ozsports 2014 SANFL program. Unfortunately, due to some reasons outside of my control, we were not able to film last week, but we are back again today. My name is Tim Justice, and I'll be your host for today as usual. Another massive week in SANFL footy. This one, so much happened. The unstoppable Port Adelaide juggernaut continued to roll on. The Eagles recorded their 6th victory of the season, and is it lights out for the Adelaide Crows? They now slump to 1-6 after their defeat to Norwood. We'll have all that mixed in with reviews of all 5 games, previews of all next week's games, and a look at what that means to the all-important premiership table. Okay, we'll kick things off like we always do by winding back the clocks to last Friday night when Norwood took on the Adelaide Crows. The final score in this huge match, Norwood 16-9, 105, defeated Adelaide 11-8, 74. Let's start by discussing the Crows, shall we? This is massive for them. This loss now takes the club to 1-6 and leaves them bottom of the SANFL table. Now, it wasn't inevitable that Port and the Crows reserves were going to be compared throughout this season. Port Adelaide sits top while the Crows sit bottom. Now, what does that say about the two clubs? I'm not really sure. Adelaide is really struggling, and this could get worse for them. They have a really tricky couple of fixtures coming up. They could be winless for a few more weeks still. The club could be concerned by these results because ultimately they want their reserves players pushing on the door of the AFL club, challenging the guys in the senior AFL team. Right now that's certainly not happening, and perhaps that's a reason why the AFL Crows aren't doing too well. You compare this to Port Adelaide, who have a number of SANFL players looking for a call-up to the AFL side. Very interesting and very concerning for the Adelaide Crows. Let's now talk Norwood Footy Club. Super win. Great for their confidence, important for their fans as well. It's a win that continues to give the club belief that something is still certainly achievable this season. In recent weeks, the club have started to gradually build a little momentum, which continued to gather pace with the win on the weekend. Important to back this performance up again, though, this week and prove to the rest of the competition they have certainly turned the quarter this year as a football club. Okay, the following match of the round saw the huge one between Port Adelaide Magpies and South Adelaide on Saturday afternoon at Alberton Oval. The final score in this huge clash, Port Adelaide 18-14-122, defeated South Adelaide 10-62. Another massive win for the Magpies, this one, which keeps them on top of the SANFL ladder and in a very good position to challenge for a premiership. They were outstanding, Port, and didn't really do anything wrong this entire match. South did challenge them slightly in that second quarter, but you still felt that Port Adelaide had complete control of the match. Andrew Moore was outstanding as usual, really influential throughout the match. Very efficient with his disposal and always looking to get the hard ball. Super individual performance from him. Okay, so Port Adelaide looks unbeatable at the moment, and to be honest, it almost looks a little easy for the club. Are they too good for the rest of the competition? South Adelaide couldn't really do a lot. They tried hard all day, they kicked super accurately, and they didn't let the margin absolutely blow out when it looked like it might do at one point. They will respond with South Adelaide because they are a good football club and they are still definitely a top 4 team. There just is right now a significant gap between Port Adelaide and the rest of the competition.
In the heat of the action, every choice you make has a huge impact.
You've got to make the right decisions. If you want to be a game changer,
you can't afford to take unnecessary risks
or rush into something that you might regret.
Whether you're in heavy traffic
or you've got room to move,
you still have to be in complete control.
Just one decision, one small thing,
one lapse in concentration,
and your whole world could change.
Okay, let's continue with the third match of round 7, which saw Glenelg record a stunning victory over the Doggies. The final score, Glenelg 13-8-86, defeated Central Districts 12-8-80. This was a thrilling game and a thrilling finish, a brilliant result for Glenelg. It is such a deserved result for a club who suffered so much hurt at the beginning of the season. They had so much pressure on them as a club, and we are now just starting to see some real steady, consistent performances from them. Andrew Hooper kicked 4 goals for the Bays. He's such an important part of that side, and he's really been crucial in this season revival. I love their spirit in this game. They were challenged and losing at three-quarter time, but they just wanted this result so badly. They fought like warriors and eventually recorded the 2 points. The Doggies are really struggling at the moment. Disappointing performances seem to be a regular occurrence this season for a club renowned for basically the opposite. I mean, we all know what the Doggies have achieved and then the incredible success and reputation they have gained. Perhaps now they are experiencing a little bit of a downfall from all those years at the top. Still a long way to go in the season, however, and with the comp as tight as it is, a few wins could easily see the club jump back into finals contention. They are in a spot of bother right now, but that can all change super quickly, as we know in footy.
For stopping by. My name is Darren Andrews. I am the Chief Editor and Producer at Ozsports Online Network, or as we call it, Ozsports. Ozsports is a South Australian based community level sports media network. Ozsports is about promoting sports, growing the participation in sports at a grassroots level, thus helping to make the community a little bit fitter and healthier. Along with promoting local sports, Ozsports has a strong interest in training the next generation of journalists. Ozsports works with the University of South Australia to supply opportunities for journalist students to get hands-on experience in the field. All the staff here at Ozsports are all volunteers who are involved in Ozsports because they have a passion for sports and want to get experience to help them with their studies and careers.
Hi, my name is Chris Guscott and I'm the gridiron reporter for Ozsports Online Network. And the reason I joined Ozsports Online is there's such a tremendous amount of media opportunities that I was able to receive. And especially with the new contract that they formed with Gridiron SA at the time that I applied, it just gave me a springboard to go wherever I could go in terms of the dreams that I had, in terms of being a gridiron reporter, as well as just a sport journalist in general. And as a result of having this contract, and working with Gridiron SA along with Ozsports Online Network, I've been able to become the National Australian Gridiron League commentator. So it has been a tremendous asset for my journalistic skills to be part of Ozsports.
With the funds raised, our Step in Motion project, we are looking at using the funds raised to update our equipment with technology. Always advancing, we need to update our resources so we can keep bringing you all the great sports. Late last year, Ozsports delved into TV production, taking our online gridiron show to the next level. So some of the funds raised will go a long way to making our dream of having a bigger footprint on the local sports TV scene a reality. We need to promote ourselves to a wider audience among local sporting clubs of Adelaide and maybe interstate. Along with that comes the need to build a new website that can handle the new mediums we use to promote sports. Please take a couple of minutes to have a look around the rest of our Set in Motion project. And at the end, if you feel that Ozsports is something that you'd like to donate, we would be very thankful. With the Set in Motion project, depending on the amount you would like to donate, there is an opportunity to be rewarded for your generosity. Whether that is tickets to an SANFL games, or a name on our supporters board, on our website, or a company logo on our broadcasts. Once again, thank you so much for taking time to stop by and look at our project. My name is Darren Andrews. Cheers.
Okay, the Eagles took on North Adelaide at Hyundai Oval in our next match. The final score, have a listen to this. Eagles 24-19, 163, defeated the hapless North Adelaide 12-14, 86. We talk about how Port Adelaide are a step above everyone else, and I am still adamant that they are, but the Eagles right now are certainly the only team who could challenge them. Absolutely superb performance this one. They batted a really good North Adelaide side, and that's one thing that we do need to remember. North Adelaide are not a poor side by any stretch of the imagination. They attacked with such menace and poise to the Eagles, and for a large part of the game defended very solidly as well. A very complete performance this was from the Eagles side, beginning to perhaps show their true colours. They're 6-1, and as the Eagles do, are flying high. North Adelaide were outplayed and, well, I'm sure look to forget about this game and move on to next week's immediately.
It all begins here. It's being in the crowd to say you were there. It's catching up with your mates, whether they're one of us or them. It's the pride of being double blue. Now more than ever, we need you. Be in the team, behind the team. 2014 memberships available now.
The final game of the round saw Sturt tackle West Adelaide. Far too easy this was for Sturt. The final score, 2012, 132, defeated West Adelaide 8-5, 53. It was a brilliant response from Sturt after their defeat at the hands of Port Adelaide the week before. They were just emphatic. Sturt genuinely looked like a team that said, hey guys, last week wasn't good enough, let's bounce back and produce a really good four-quarter effort like we know we can. And they certainly did. This win puts Sturt to 5-2 now and really back into that all-important top four. Let's have a quick chat about West Adelaide. It's a frustrating loss for their fans, and I say frustrating because they were heading back on path. They were getting to play a more attractive brand of competitive footy, and now this potential nuisance has come up. They were smashed all over the park, and from potentially sitting at 3-4, they now look at down a 2-5 barrel. Incredible what one win can do to a campaign.
Take it from me, one punch can be lethal. Thrown in anger like this, without warning, without any gloves, it can be deadly. One punch can end his life and ruin yours. It takes grunt to throw it, it takes guts to walk away.
If you can run,
you can run.
If you can kick,
you can kick.
If you can score,
you can score.
Whether a person is gay or straight
shouldn't matter in sport.
Ability, attitude,
and effort is what counts. If you can play,
you can play.
If you can play,
you can play.
If you can play,
you can play.
Okay, now let's see what those results do to the table after round 7. Port Adelaide Magpies, as we continue to refer to throughout this episode, sit top on 6-1. The Eagles continue their rise. They now sit happily in second at 6-1. The only real team I think they may challenge the Magpies are the Eagles. Sturt and South both sit on 5-2, and Norwood incredibly sneaks back into the 5 with their impressive win against Adelaide. At the other end of the mantra, the Adelaide Crows sit bottom at 1-6. Okay, as we approach the end of the episode, let's have a quick look at all the games for round 8 of the SANFL. Norwood hosts the Eagles on Friday night. West Adelaide takes on Glenelg in what will be an interesting game. Central Districts host Sturt. The Port Adelaide Magpies travel to North Adelaide, and this will be a very tough assignment for North. And the final game of the round sees South Adelaide tackle the Adelaide Crows. Well, unfortunately, that is all we have time for on today's episode. We have thoroughly enjoyed having your company as always, and we can't wait to see what the next round of the SANFL will bring. From all the team down here at Ozsports, it's goodbye and good night. We'll catch you next week.